Because Sasuke is such a prominent character in the Naruto series, sometimes people tend to forget that the guy is a genius and hailed as one of the greatest prodigies that the Leaf Village has ever seen. He graduated on top of his class, and he had insane shinobi skills even before he became a ninja, which becomes very apparent in the first dangerous and high-stakes mission that Sasuke ever participates. The mission to protect Hazuna, the bridge builder, in the Land of Waves arc. In the very first arc of the series, Sasuke already has some insane feats that people tend to overlook or underplay. Today we're going to be talking about why Sasuke at 12 years old in the Land of Waves arc was such a beast. The first crazy feat he shows in the arc is in the fight against the demon brothers of the Mist Village. And as I said before, this is the first time Sasuke is on a high stakes mission. Yes, he's been to other missions before, but they were really easy, like capturing the cat and cleaning up trash in the riverbank of the Leaf Village. Now his life and the lives of his companions are in danger. And yes, Sasuke has already had a very dangerous encounter in the past when Itachi killed the entire clan and went after Sasuke and told Sasuke he's not gonna kill him, but it was very traumatic for Sasuke nonetheless. He was not a ninja back then, but now he is, and now he has things he can do to protect himself and his friends. These two guys jump Team 7 and Hazuna out of nowhere, chain Kakashi down, and turn him into ground beef, just like that. This already makes Naruto and Sakura panic. Naruto was completely motionless during this entire fight. He froze. He was too afraid, which, to be fair, is a very normal response in the first time you were in a highly dangerous situation. Naruto's a 12-year-old kid. He reacted like a 12-year-old kid would in a situation like that. Now, obviously, shinobi training is supposed to prepare you for those types of situations, but whenever it's a first time for anything, it's more difficult. And Naruto, the protagonist, froze. However, Sasuke was fighting as though he's done that 1,000 times before. After exploding Kakashi, the Mist brothers come after Naruto. When they are about to claw Naruto to death, Sasuke tosses a shuriken that catches on the chain and pierces a tree behind them, stucking them in place. Sasuke then tosses a kunai in the hole of the shuriken to stop them further, completely immobilizing the chain and keeping the brothers in place. Sasuke then lands on their hands and kicks them both at the same time in just a very cool way. The brothers then detach their hands from their gauntlets and circumvent Naruto going after Hazuna himself, who is the mission's objective. They have to kill the bridge builder. They get a head start on Sasuke, and they're almost halfway through. Sasuke is still looking at them. Sakura's actually able to do something more than Naruto because she puts herself in front of Hazuna, protecting him. Not that she does anything, but at least she tried more than Naruto did in this situation. And then Sasuke just appears in front of Sakura, even though the Mist brothers had a head start on him, meaning that Sasuke was already really fast in this point of the story. These two semi-famous Chunin are pretty much being fondled by Sasuke, and they can't do much against him. And he's completely unfazed during the entire fight, as though he's done that 1,000 times, and as though they cannot really affect him in any way. It just seems like Sasuke had everything under control the entire time, and from their perspective, their sensei was just killed in front of them, turned into ground beef. And Sasuke's cool, he doesn't care. He's just fighting, and he's gonna beat those guys. For a Ganon on his first mission, this is really impressive, especially when you take into account that those two guys were experienced ninjas that are Chunin. Now, maybe you could make the case that Sasuke knew Kakashi wasn't dead and that he used a substitution, because after all, Kakashi did use a substitution against him in the bell test, the exact same way he did against the Mist brothers here. So he wouldn't be so nervous because he knew Kakashi would eventually intervene if things went bad. But Kakashi was trying to be convincing in the way he faked his death in that scene. And yeah, Sasuke can analyze scenarios very quickly and adapt his strategy accordingly, but the way he reacts when Kakashi arrives implies that he was surprised, even though he was a little annoyed. So it's likely that Sasuke thought Kakashi had actually died, and he maintained his composure admirably in this fight. He didn't look nervous in a single panel, not a single drop of sweat, not a single expression of doubt. He was calm, collected, and focused the entire time. Of course, Kakashi arrives and then captures the Mist brothers very easily because obviously he's much stronger than they are, and Sasuke doesn't have to finish the fight. But when Kakashi interrupts the fight, Sasuke looks at him and says, "Oh, you had to butt in," implying that he was kind of upset because he couldn't finish the fight himself. And this was not Sasuke boasting that he could beat the brothers or anything like that, because it was a thought. Sasuke actually wanted to finish the fight himself and was disappointed when Kakashi arrived, but he didn't say that out loud to make him look cool. So obviously Sasuke had complete confidence that he would win the fight without much difficulty, and those guys, as I said before, were pretty famous Chunin, who Sasuke completely outclassed without much difficulty. And we had already seen a display of Sasuke's powers in the belt test. He was able to touch Kakashi's belt after a taijutsu combo, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. And Kakashi was amazed by seeing Sasuke using the Fireball Jutsu. He even states that a Genin shouldn't be able to use an elemental transformation because it requires too much chakra. Nah, I mean, this is a weird statement because things are kind of retconned in the future of the series. A single Fireball Jutsu shouldn't require that much chakra, but I usually use a headcanon and say that it's impressive because changing your chakra into an elemental transformation is something difficult that shouldn't be achieved by a 12-year-old Genin, at least not usually. But completely fondling two Chunin is not the most impressive feat Sasuke has in the Land of Waves arc, not by a long shot. The next fight is against Zabuza when Zabuza jumps Team 7, and to be honest, Sasuke wasn't too impressive in this fight, but it's Zabuza, an elite ninja used to fight and kill people that are extremely powerful. He was pummeled by Zabuza pretty badly, but Naruto wasn't faring any better at all. Naruto and Sasuke did manage to combine their powers and land that combo which released Kakashi from the water prison. That was very important for the fight. And Sasuke shows very good usage of the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu, hiding the second Shuriken, which was actually Naruto transformed into a Shuriken so that Naruto could toss a kunai towards Zabuza in a multi-layered strategy. Naruto was the one to come up with the strategy, but Sasuke understood it immediately and did everything he had to do right to make this strategy a success. Kakashi then beats Zabuza, but he is saved by Haku, and then Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura undergo chakra control training. I mean, Sakura already knows chakra control pretty well, so it's pretty much Naruto and Sasuke doing the training. And the training does make them pretty powerful, which is something important because they're gonna have a rematch with Zabuza, and now Zabuza's gonna have Haku backing him up. And this final encounter of the Land of Waves arc is definitely the most impressive one for Sasuke. Kakashi, Sakura, Sasuke, and Tazuna arrive at the Naruto Bridge, or the soon-to-be Naruto Bridge, and they are surprised by Zabuza, who uses 5 water clones to surround them. And then you just think, oh well, they're pretty screwed because Zabuza is strong, and we saw how powerful just a single clone of the guy could be. After all, in the first encounter, a water clone was completely annihilating a swarm of Naruto shadow clones, and beating Sasuke up pretty badly. But then the 5 clones are destroyed in a split second, and you think, oh, okay, this was like Kakashi doing something really cool, wasn't it? And no, it was Sasuke. He blitzed and destroyed 5 Zabuza water clones as if he was a stick and the clones were Neji. Think about this for a second. It's a Genin, a 12-year-old boy, disposing of 5 water clones of a Jonin. And Zabuza's not a lowly Jonin. He is one of the most powerful Jonins in the verse. And sure, they're clones, but we saw how powerful his clones could be before, and 5 of them at the same time in a split second. It was really impressive. And then Haku arrives, and Zabuza even tells him, oh, it appears the little brat has become more powerful, and he can become a rival for you now. Which, yeah, is true. And bear in mind, Sasuke did not have the Sharingan in this point of the story. I mean, technically, chronologically speaking, Sasuke had already awakened the Sharingan in the massacre back in the day, but he didn't even know he had the Sharingan, and he wasn't using it. This was base Sasuke who completely fondled 2 Chunins and then 5 water clones from an extremely powerful Jonin. And then Sasuke engages Haku, who becomes a sort of a rival to him. And I love this part of Sasuke destroying the clones and then fighting against Haku because he does something that he never does again, which is to dual wield kunais. It just looks cool, man. What can I say? And Sasuke was relative to Haku here. They were trading blows, and Sasuke was hitting more than Haku was. Sasuke was able to evade ice attacks from Haku, and there's just a really cool combo that Sasuke pulls where he flicks a kunai with his fingers, making Haku duck down, and then Sasuke just kicks him in the face. It's a very satisfying taijutsu exchange. A lot of people are gonna say, well, Haku was holding back because he didn't want to kill anybody. And was he really holding back? Speed. The guy took several kicks in the face from Sasuke. Why would he lower his speed on purpose so that Sasuke can hit him in the face? It makes no sense. Sasuke was relative to Haku here without his Sharingan. So much so that Haku had to resort to his most powerful and secret jutsu, the House of Ice Mirrors, which is very powerful, let's be real. People say that Haku can move at light speed, but obviously he can't because Sasuke can actually see him moving between mirrors. If he was light speed, this would be impossible. well, but it's safe to say that Haku is much faster when he jumps from mirror to mirror. And this is when Naruto arrives in the fight. He arrives late, and he essentially enters the House of Mirrors because he's dumb, and Sasuke has to carry the entire fight in the House of Mirrors. He's the only one doing anything. Naruto's just a sitting duck. And this is when Sasuke awakens his Sharingan for the second time, I suppose, chronologically, but when we first read the story, we thought this was the first time he ever used it, and he could actually see Haku's movements. He tagged Haku with a Fireball Jutsu, which is pretty impressive. Haku wasn't expecting that at all, and then he had to save Naruto from a barrage of needles, which prompted Naruto to go berserk with the Nine Tails and win the fight against Haku. But when you compare what Sasuke could do in base to what Naruto could do in base, for instance, it's night and day. Being relative to Haku, a guy that's supposed to rival an Anbu from the Mist Village, and Zabuza even says he has more potential than he did, destroying 5 water clones as though they were nothing, and completely annihilate 2 Chunin level opponents in the first fight of his career is just extremely impressive for a 12-year-old genin. And yeah, Sasuke was a prodigy. Click on this Sasuke video right here for more cool Naruto content, subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. It really does help, so please do, and thank you so much for watching.